General Hospital spoilers. Wiley unmasks Amelia. Willow's reaction is devastating. The Quartermain mansion was unusually quiet that afternoon. Michael was away at Aurora. Willow was resting upstairs, and the staff kept their distance as the children played. Wiley, now curious and sharp at 6, had taken to wandering beyond the playroom. On this day, he tiptoed past the nursery door where Nina and a mysterious woman named Claire, the nanny hired under recommendation from a private agency, were whispering in hushed voices. He hid behind the partially closed door. Inside, Nina's voice trembled. "You can't keep this up much longer. Michael will find out." Claire responded coldly, but confidently. "I've come too far. And you owe me for what I did to make sure Willow survived that transplant." Wiley's eyes widened. He looked down at the sleeping baby in the crib, Amelia. Something felt wrong. Something wasn't right. Claire had been introduced weeks earlier as a new live-in nanny vetted through a top security firm. She was professional, nurturing, and seemed to bond instantly with baby Amelia. Even Willow warmed to her, grateful for help after months of health struggles. But Brooklyn remained suspicious. Something's off. She knows too much. And she's always around Nina. Her warnings to Michael fell on deaf ears. He was juggling corporate turmoil at Yelku and didn't want to cause Willow stress. But something about Claire nagged at Wiley, too. Especially now that he'd heard that strange conversation. Wiley wasn't sure who to tell. He had a history of being told he misunderstood adult conversations. But this time, it felt serious. At dinner, he asked Willow a question that made her pause mid-bite. "Mommy, was Amelia really born from your belly? Or from someone else's?" Willow laughed nervously, brushing it off. "Of course she was, honey. Why would you ask that?" But Wiley pressed on. "Because Nina and the nanny said she isn't, and the nanny said she did something to save you." Willow's fork dropped. Her face turned ghostly pale. "Wiley, what exactly did you hear?" "She said she helped save you, and Amelia's not really, she's not really." Willow stood up abruptly. The room spun. And then she fainted. Michael rushed home after Willow was taken to GH for observation. Wiley's account, relayed shakily by Brooklyn and Olivia, left him shaken. He contacted Dante and insisted they investigate Claire. Meanwhile, Nina vanished, having received a cryptic text from Claire that read, "Your secret's out. Time to run." The Quartermains locked down the estate. Claire was gone by the time authorities arrived. At GH, Willow regained consciousness with tears streaming down her face. "If Amelia isn't mine, then whose is she?" Jordan Ashford and Dante pieced together the puzzle with frightening speed. Claire's real name, Dr. Amelia Rhodes, a disgraced fertility specialist once under investigation for embryo tampering. She had ties to a controversial experimental stem cell program in Switzerland, one Nina had secretly funded during Willow's leukemia treatment. The truth unraveled fast. During Willow's lowest health point, a stem cell-compatible embryo was implanted in Willow without her full understanding or consent. Claire had manipulated medical charts, ensuring Willow believed Amelia was conceived naturally. Nina, desperate to save Willow, had agreed to Claire's plan, under one condition: Willow and Michael could never know. Michael confronted Nina in the chapel of G. She was already trembling. "Michael, you didn't just lie. You let us raise a child under false pretenses. You let Willow love a child she didn't even know wasn't hers biologically. Nina, she is her child. In every way that matters." "Michael, and what about the mother whose embryo you stole? What about her?" Nina's sobs echoed through the walls. Later, Michael met privately with Monica, who confirmed DNA tests were being expedited. Monica's hands shook as she reviewed preliminary results. Amelia is biologically linked to Willow's bone marrow donor match, but she is not her genetic child. The donor match led to a startling discovery. The embryo used belonged to a young woman named Elena Rhodes, Claire's own estranged niece, who had unknowingly donated embryos for research during a clinical trial. Elena, now a nurse in Chicago, was located by Jordan's team. She was devastated and demanded answers. Michael arranged for her to travel to Port Charles immediately. Willow, still weak but determined, met Elena at GH. Elena, I never wanted this to happen, but if she's part of me, I need to be part of her life. Willow, we'll figure it out. For Amelia. Wiley struggled to understand everything. He watched his parents cry. He watched Nina disappear from their lives. He watched as strangers, doctors, lawyers, reporters, surrounded the house he called home. One night, Michael sat with him on the porch swing. You were brave, Wiley. You told us the truth. You protected your sister. But Mommy's sad now. She's sad because she loves you both so much. And love is strong. It helps us grow, even when it hurts. Claire was found hiding in upstate New York, trying to board a private flight. She was arrested and extradited to Port Charles. At her arraignment, she revealed a cold motive. I never meant to harm anyone. I just wanted to prove the science worked. I saved Willow's life. You should thank me. The courtroom was filled with gasps and sobs. Nina was subpoenaed. She admitted her role, claiming desperation and emotional blackmail. Her medical license, granted under family influence, was revoked. Valentine refused to intervene. Willow quietly filed a restraining order. As Amelia turned 1, the Quartermaines held a small, quiet gathering. Willow watched her daughter laugh and clap, unaware of the chaos that surrounded her existence. Michael stood behind her, hands on her shoulders. Willow whispered, "She may not share my DNA, but she is my daughter. I felt her grow. I kept her safe. And I will love her until the end of time. Michael, you're stronger than anyone gives you credit for." And across the yard, Wiley played in the grass, blissfully unaware that his bravery had changed everything. Weeks later, Wiley received a gold star at school for telling the truth. When Willow picked him up, she knelt beside him. "Thank you for being honest. You helped Mommy be brave, too." Wiley nodded. "Does that mean I'm a superhero?" Willow smiled, tears glistening. "You're the bravest hero I know."